So let's get into the nitty-gritty now of the things that, I don't know how you guys feel, we're made to feel that they're small issues, but actually they are the things that in survivorship or ongoing treatment are the bigger things. Sex, dating, relationships. So, feel free to put your hand up. Any one of you can go first. What has been your experience with those kind of topics in cancer, and where have you found the support?
Obviously, when you're 14, someone coming in and saying, this could make you infertile, you're like, oh, okay, cool. I haven't even thought about kids yet, to be honest with you. I've not even finished school. My consultant was an amazing woman, very abrupt, and she basically came in with a pot and went, fill that up, you might need to free some stuff. Needless to say, nothing happened from there, because it's not the best way to kind of start that. Not a good mood setter, but yeah, you're so young as well. And then got better. The chances are you might not be infertile because you're so young. Had it again, second time around, and then my consultant, the second time I did my transplant, was like, you need to try and get this sorted, because there is pretty much like 0.01% after that you'd be fertile. And he explained it a bit better. But again, unfortunately, I did a test. I had started chemotherapy, did the sperm count. There wasn't really anything in that. They were like, that could be because you're on chemo, it might not be. So it's kind of like, now I've got to where I am now, I'm like looking at future life, and I'm like, the likelihood is probably I can't have kids naturally. And yeah, that was quite difficult to deal with as I've got further down the line, I think.
It's amazing, isn't it? Because I don't know how you guys felt. Like, I felt exactly the same. Like, I was in the room and they're like, you've got cancer. So in your head, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to die. And they're like, do you want kids? And I'm like, what? I haven't even had a text back from the guy I'm dating, let alone do I want kids? And it's all these nuances that you just don't realise. You think cancer's going to be the thing, but it's so much more. Nick, you just mentioned that you broke up with your boyfriend when you got diagnosed. So have you been back on the dating scene since surgeries and things like that, or treatments?
What probably people don't know, unless you when you see your oncologist, they give you this long list of what you might get with the chemo. And I had to go to the hospital and
the special room.
Yeah, the special room, and here's the pot, and it's like a kind of, which is a bit weird when like your parents drop you off, like, and it's kind of like, see you in half an hour. I felt like I was just ticking them off. It's like, you might get this with your chemo, and you might get this. So like I don't mind saying, I got thrush on my willy for 3.5 months.
Oh,
and so like you look normal, but it's like, down there, so like it's just not going on. So like, even if you did want to go on a date and it's like, how you doing? And it's like, yeah, this isn't doing it, like sorry, like this isn't gonna work. But if I'm honest, I actually didn't have the confidence to sort of go dating. I genuinely didn't have the confidence in myself to kind of want to go out, because there's just so much going on kind of in your body that people don't know about that can affect you.
And also, I don't know, but it's a vulnerability, right? Like, I don't know how anyone else feels, but you get your kit off, you feel vulnerable, right? So to add that extra layer of what your body's been through, because also, I don't know how you guys feel, I think we all feel the same, that we become mechanical. Like you said, it's very transactional. You go from being a human to being a body of cells that you go in and out of machines, you get prodded and poked, and it kind of takes the you out of you. Can we talk a little bit, because you speak about stoma, and the fact that, they say, oh, it's not that bad, did this, and you're like, no, it leaks, it sometimes can...
But also, like, it's funny to me, so I've been single ever since I had cancer. Like, I haven't had sex since before I had cancer.
Okay, can we get a line on the bottom of the screen? If anyone would like to take Sarah out and drink, we've got to get it.
Oh yeah, like if you, like I'm at Sazzy Mills on Twitter, like, but honestly, but I need to preface this by saying, like, a man's got to really like oversell himself for me, because like I feel like people have assumed that because I've had cancer and because I've got a stoma, it means that like I like value myself lower or something, like, but actually I'm way fussier now. And I think that's part, it's not that I'm struggling to like, find people that fancy me or talk to on dating apps or whatever, but I'm just a bit like, no, you're not good enough for this. Like me and this body have been through a lot, and someone needs to really show up.
How have you found it? So have you spoken to people? Have you been on dates?
My friend has just encouraged me to get back onto Hinge, which is a dating app. And the problem with that is that, like, so I actually have, because you're talking about like putting a photo of yourself topless when you had your back. Like, I have a picture, I've got 2 pictures on my dating app of me with my bag out. There's one in a bikini and there's one of my like pictures that I do for Instagram. So I feel like that's quite a good like time-saving thing where I don't have to worry about telling them. But then, I don't know, like all the men that I've spoken to are quite clunky about it. Like one man said to me last night, "What's that sprouting from your belly?" And I was like, I mean, ask me, I don't know, how my day was first.
I actually, on Hinge, talking to dating apps, was talking to someone last week and I said, what do you do? I'm like a founder of a charity. Is that how much do you earn? I was like, goodbye, Ben.
It's a charity!
I was like, what are you talking about? Like these apps, honestly,
Yeah.
they're crazy.
But I think it's like it's showing the understanding. I think that's the thing. Like rather than like, oh yeah, my gran had cancer,
Yeah.
so therefore you understand everything that like I've gone through. I think that's the thing.